Hi, it's Greg from Flybubble. We think you should have a wide choice, so we stock many demo wings. This gives us a unique opportunity to compare them side by side. Here's the latest first wing from Super, the Iona, featuring a friendly profile with nice wide cell openings for easy inflation. We've assumed a 90 kg total flying weight for our statistics. The step to the progression class can be subtle, but you can usually notice a slight increase in aspect ratio and slightly longer lines. Moving up to the XC class, you'll notice the lines are much longer and there are many more cells in the wing. The cell openings are much narrower. This is for added performance. The step up to the performance class Arctic 4 leads to a big reduction in wing area, so the wing loading is higher and you should go a bit faster. Aspect ratio and cell count have crept up and there are fewer lines. Jumping to the advanced class, you get over 3.5 square meters less area than the A wing. But that's not lifting surface, it has over a meter more projected span or lift generating leading edge, and that's what counts. The risers are similar across all classes with 3 main riser sets. Sheathed lines on the first and progression wings, unsheathed lines on the others. Split A's for big ears, and magnetic brake keepers. We're not all using perfect technique here, which helps to show the difference. The first wing pops up quickly and waits overhead. The progression wing also tracks straight. The XC wing goes through a short stall phase where it rotates before accelerating to slightly ahead of the pilot. It requires a touch of brake to control. The performance wing is less forgiving and rotates and shoots more, requiring more precise pilot reaction. The advanced wing, oh dear, Phil's pulled slightly too hard and it's tucked. That was his first attempt. You can learn a lot by the way the wing ground handles. The first wing responds quickly and keeps on flying. The progression wing is effortless to control. The XC wing is resilient and allows precise positioning. The performance wing is also easy, but begins to yaw at the extremes. The narrow tips on the advanced wing bend and stall easily. Matching the wing to your skills means you spend less time in the bushes and get more flying. The short lines and big cells on the Iona make it come up straight without much energy. The Tequila 4 will rise on its own with a gentle pull on the risers. The layout on the Iota is more important due to the smaller cell openings. Moving towards the wing helps reduce the acceleration of the Arctic 4. The GTO 2 will shoot off skew unless your timing is spot on. Although this looks like a lot of brake, it's probably similar to flying into a sudden thermal on your normal landing approach. So it's good to know how forgiving the wing is. The XC wings are generally very tolerant, which gives you room for error during top landing and launching. Pay attention in the performance class because the stall is usually arriving faster with less warning. The advanced gliders do not like flying slowly, so launch and landing are more critical. The class of wing makes a big difference to your success on launch. Sights are not always as perfect as this, but you can make your launch more forgiving by choosing an easier wing. Because pitching is limited on the progression wing, you can launch in gusty conditions without any fuss. XC wings require the finesse that comes after 50 hours of flying. Only consider performance wing if you have over 100 hours of airtime and some SIV experience. For the advanced glider, we'd recommend a minimum of 200 thermic hours. Let's fly! Although it's tempting to try and compare performance, it's pointless unless you're at matched wing loadings and in completely still air. What's important here is that everyone in this shot is enjoying their flying at the same site. And differences are so small you have to strain to see them. The Vionnet is the most secure wing. It just cruises along and doesn't disturb the pilot. It gives an easy turn without any residual energy to manage. For most pilots who just want to enjoy the scenery from aloft, the Vionnet does a fantastic job. As a progression class wing, the Tequila 4 is designed to have incredible passive safety. If it collapses, it has a very mild reaction. It has too much freedom of movement and fast responses to be left in the hands of a beginner. But for a pilot wanting to leave the hill and go exploring, it's a pleasure to fly and confidence building. The Vionnet is not a beginner's wing. The sleek aerofoil is tensioned and efficient, but it surges more as it encounters updrafts and converts speed into height. I've got to say, it looks absolutely superb. It's designed for thermaling, with a crisp, responsive turn. The Arctic 4 turns slightly wider at higher speed and is best kept flat in light conditions. You can see the retained energy of the GTO2. Useful only if you can deal with it. Returning to the Vionnet, you can see how simple it makes flying for the pilot. When you do big airs to descend, the wing is very stable on both the first and the progression wings. The Vionnet gives a bigger descent rate, but is still simple to manage. The Arctic 4 is similar, but slightly bigger again. My wingtip caught in the lines and needed more fiddling to clear. On the GTO2, take care of the flapping tips. Once settled, the maneuver is nice and stable. It's time for me to tag Carlo and let him do some of the filming. The Arctic 4 is a high-performance wing with a forgiving nature. I was totally comfortable hanging off the side with a camera and letting the wing sort itself out. It's slightly faster than the lower classes and is designed for performance during cross-country. You'll get the best out of it when coring thermals for hours, doing long glides from cloud base, and using the full range of the smooth speed bar. The GTO2 moves all the time. It has a fluid grace. It was always slightly above us during our comparison, floating better, gliding further, converting every little bump into lift. It's more efficient at everything. Watch out though, fluid grace can become in your face in turbulence, so it's stupid to climb onto one of these unless you've mastered all the extreme maneuvers and you're basically living in the sky. For the right pilots, the GTO2 offers precise handling, full feedback, and that wonderful feeling of freedom. Thanks to Super, Skywalk, Advance, Jin and Nivyuk for designing these brilliant wings. Whatever you're flying, be sure it's something you trust in all conditions, so you can spend as much time as possible in the sky with your friends. We hope this video helps you understand your choices. Match the wing to your skills. If you need assistance when choosing your new wing, we're always here to help. Come on over to our website and see what we have to offer. Carlo, won't you pull a move for our subscribers? That's excellent. I wonder what the GTO2 will do. Phil, come in for Greg. Phil, come in. Phil.